I'm Melissa. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here to share with you a 30-minute or so yoga video on developing more self-love in your life. So I'm going to take you through a yoga practice that begins with some really nurturing kind of grounding poses and takes us gradually into some more strength and confidence building poses that give us that sense of aliveness and more vitality. So you can start with just coming into some comfy clothes. If you have a bolster, you can use a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can roll up a blanket or use a pillow for under your knees. And then the other thing we'll be using today are 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, the part that we're going to use this for, you can actually use maybe a couple of books and just stack those. And I'll show you what I mean when we get there. So we'll start on the back. And you can bring your bolster right underneath your knees. This bolster I have is a little bit large, but just feeling into where it feels most supportive under the legs, still allowing the feet to touch the ground. And then lift your hips up so that you can lengthen your spine, set the pelvis back down with the tail tucked. And we'll spend a few moments here just grounding, feeling the breath. You can bring one hand to your heart center and the other hand to your low belly. Softly close your eyes. And take a moment to rest in the natural rhythm of your breath. So as you rest in the natural rhythm of your breath, start to notice the parts of your body touching your mat. As you notice the feet or maybe the heels touching the ground, or your bones sinking into the mat beneath you. Really come into connection with your mat being the sacred space that allows you to be who you are today. And start to just notice where you're at, mentally, emotionally, physically. And whatever emotions are there, just be really honest with what it is you're feeling today. So we start to notice these different parts of ourselves. Maybe there's a part that's feeling anxious, a part that's feeling judgmental or worried about others. So just with some simple awareness and curiosity, start to notice these parts and ask them if they'll give you a little bit of space for your yoga practice today. If they can distance themselves just enough so that you can come into a place of more awareness. And if they take a little bit of a step back, just notice that. And perhaps bring your awareness more to the breath. Without changing the breath too much, just allow the rise and fall of the chest or belly to be there. Notice where you can soften your breath. And feel into the positioning of your hands, the contact that your skin of your hands makes with the skin or the clothing of your chest and your belly. Just start to set a loving intention for your practice. Maybe you have something specific that you want to practice today, some specific purpose. If not, try using the words more love. And then take a moment just to add a little bit more air to the inhalation, maybe lengthen the exhalation out. And breathe those words, more love, or whatever intention you set. Feel into the space of your mat supporting this idea of more love. And then you can start to move your fingers and toes, maybe taking the hands off the belly and off the chest. Circle the wrists and ankles if you'd like, maybe just one at a time, without too much concern as to exactly what you're doing, just feeling your limbs. Just coming into more of the present moment with your body. And then draw your knees in closer toward your chest. You can move your bolster or pillow out of the way. And we'll begin here today with what I call sacral circles. So this is moving around at the base of your spine at the sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of the spine. So to do this, you're just going to make wide circles. Sometimes it helps to imagine that the knees are drawing big circles on the ceiling. And just let your hands glide along the legs so you can move the legs more freely, move the hips more freely. And go slowly. You're just feeling into the muscles of your low back gently. Feeling into your gluteal muscles and massaging the spine. And then softly go in the other direction. Just feeling the hands connecting with the legs as you move. Noticing what other sensations you feel. As you move your body in a very loving, gentle way. And take one more breath, one more circle. And then slowly come to center. Bring your arms out to the side so the shoulders rest on the ground, the backs of the arms rest on the ground. You can have your elbows at 90 degrees. And then bring your knees away from your chest a little bit so that the knees come over your hips. We're just going to go not all the way into a twist, but just a little bit of a baby twist. So as you exhale, you're going to draw your knees over to the right just a few inches so the left hip lifts. And then inhale, come to center. And exhale, slowly rotate the spine to the other side. Inhale, coming to center, feeling your back on the ground. Exhale, gently left hip lifts. And then inhale to center. And exhale, the knees go to the left a few inches. The right hip lifts as the shoulders stay grounded. So we're going to just go through a couple more times. If you want to draw the head over to the opposite side that the knees go, you can do that. Moving gently with your breath, creating space here for more love, more compassion. And then we'll come to center once you finish on the left. Take your hands just above your head into a gentle interlace and bend your elbows. So the backs of the hands are going to come just above the crown of the head, elbows resting on the ground, and then knees are going to stay right over the hips. As you inhale, reach your right heel up toward the ceiling, stretching the back of the leg. And exhale, gently return the leg. Inhale, left leg reaches up, pull your left toes back toward your head, and exhale down. Again, inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg goes up, feeling the calf, and release. Now, if you'd like to add the arms, you can keep that interlace and turn the palms of the head up away from, or the palms of the hands up away from the crown of the head as the right heel reaches up. And then coming back to the head with the hands as you exhale. Inhale, left foot presses up, interlace goes up, and exhale, release. Inhale, so arms straighten, legs straighten, and exhale, bending both. Inhale, left leg goes up, and exhale. Go ahead and go through one more time. As you inhale, just really feeling into the length of the arms and the leg. Exhale, soften the body. Inhale, feeling the sensation of the left leg. And release it down. Gently draw your hands over your shins and pull your forehead softly up toward your knees, hugging yourself into a ball. One breath here. And release. And then crisscross your ankles. We're going to rock up. If you, for some reason, do not want to rock up on your spine, you can always just turn over to one side and press your way up. Otherwise, you're going to slowly lift up and then roll back. So you take your time here, going through maybe 3-4 times. And then as you come up, we'll come up onto hands and knees. So setting yourself up gently so the wrists are underneath your shoulders, fingers are spread wide. So take up some space here with your hands. Bring your knees underneath your hips, hip distance apart. And we'll do a side cat-cow. So as you inhale, reach the chest forward, drop the belly. And as you exhale, round your spine and draw your head toward your right hip. Inhale, coming to center, reach your chest forward, shoulders come back. And as you exhale, head goes toward left hip, so you're feeling into the right side. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, round your spine, draw your head toward your right hip. And the last side, inhale, slowly rock forward. And exhale, pressing into your hands, feel your strength. And gently rock forward, coming to center. And you can walk your hands forward a couple of inches and lower down onto the belly slowly. So normally for Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana, we have the hands a little closer in toward the ribs or toward the shoulders. Today, go ahead and take your hands out so the elbows are at about 90 degrees. You have a little bit more space here in the front of the body to work with. Point your toes, press the tops of your feet into the ground so the legs are strong. And then as you inhale, slowly lift your heart up, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, gently release. We'll move through with the breath here 4 more times. So inhale, barely pressing into the hands, lift your heart. And exhale, gently come down. Inhale, legs stay strong, feel your low back muscles engage. And exhale, release. Inhale, as you rise, lengthen your neck, draw the elbows back and down toward the floor. And down. And last breath, inhale. As you breathe in, float your heart up and open. And exhale, release down. Go ahead and make a pillow with your hands for a moment. Rest your forehead there. Lift your legs up so the knees can bend. And then gently windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Just allowing one hip to lift one at a time, releasing your low back, feeling this gentle rhythm. And then gently come to center. Take your hands underneath your shoulders and press your way up onto hands and knees. We'll set ourselves up for downward facing dog just as a transition. So bring your hands shoulder distance apart, fingers spreading nice and wide. Tilt your pelvis forward so the tailbone tilts up. Tuck your toes and gently push your hips up toward the sky. Take one full breath here as you create more length through the spine. And then at the end of your exhalation, slowly walk your hands up behind the wrists. Bring your feet hip distance apart here. And then bend your knees generously so that your hands can touch the ground beneath you. Let your head hang with no effort. Let your neck be long. And take a moment to connect with the ground. So feel your feet on the ground. Spread your toes. Feel your hands making contact with the earth. And feel that sense of groundedness that comes with that earth energy. Right, so you're going to visualize bringing that up toward your heart as we half lift. So as we half lift, go ahead and press into your feet. Inhale slowly, reach your hands up as you come to a flat back. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, bring the hands back down to the ground. We're going to keep moving with that. Inhale slowly, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, draw your hands to the heart. Exhale, release the hands back down. Inhale, compassion comes up from the ground toward the heart, open your chest. Exhale, as you release the hands, release what's no longer serving you. Inhale, halfway lift, legs straighten, heart opens. And exhale, gently returning to the earth. Last time, inhale, open up your heart. Give yourself more love. And exhale, reach the ground. Press through your feet, bend your knees, and slowly inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. Reach up toward the ceiling. And gently take your hands back down in front of your heart. So we'll stand here in Tadasana for just a moment, collecting the hands in front of your heart, feeling that sensation between your fingers, and then connecting with the ground beneath you again. So feel your feet. Spread your toes, press down through the ball of the foot, down through your heel. Feel the strength of your legs and lift your heart. Relax your shoulders down. And notice what's inside of you today. Notice where you're at in this moment without judgment, with pure compassion. And then softly open your eyes. And we'll step out here. So you can take a wide stance with the feet. We're moving into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. A funny little outfit today. All right, so go ahead and bring your left toes in at about a 45-degree angle. So the heels pressing out, knees facing the same direction as the toes. And turn your right toes toward the short edge of your mat. From here, bend your right knee. Stacking your right knee over the ankle, hugging it out toward the right baby toe. And then inhale, lift your arms up. As you lift your arms, look toward your right middle finger. And breathe here. So we're not reaching forward, we're centering the torso right over the pelvis in the present moment. And turn your palms up. So as you turn your palms up, feel the shoulder open. And breathe. As you inhale, straighten your right leg, reach up for the sky. Touch your hands together. As you exhale, bend your right knee carefully and float down. Inhale, slowly float up, straightening the leg. And exhale. You're really working from the feet, so from the ground up. Press into the feet, inhale, rise. And exhale, keep that engagement as you come down. This next time up, go ahead and inhale, straighten the leg. And then as you exhale, take your left hand down the body and then reach the right arm over. And maybe you touch the back of the shoulder here for a little tricep stretch. It's really opening up through the right ribs, the right side body. And then inhale, come up. Warrior 2 for a moment, and then bring your right elbow down to the thigh, reach the left arm up overhead. And if you want to make some circles with the wrists for a moment, breathing deeply, press into the outer edge of your left foot. And then slowly press through the right foot as you rise up, straighten the leg, and exhale, take your hands down to through your waist. Going to the other side, bring your right toes in, left toes point out. So you can align your feet heel to arch or heel to heel. Bend into the left knee, arms float up. Again, centering those shoulders right over the pelvis right in the center of the body. Turn your palms up. So often when we're experiencing self-criticism or anxiety, we're oftentimes reaching toward the future or toward the past, right? That's where our mind is. So bring yourself into the present. That's where love and compassion lie. As you inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, come down to the earth. Moving with the breath, fluidly inhale. Exhale, gently come down. Last time, reaching up, inhale. Exhale, come down, soften your shoulders. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, right arm floats down and left arm reaches up to lengthen all the way over toward the right foot, and then maybe touch the back of the shoulder here. Draw the low belly in and breathe. And then inhale, rise up, warrior two, bending the knee, side angle pose. Go ahead and bring the elbow down to the thigh, reach all the way over. So you're in a nice 45-degree angle, more or less, through the entire right side body. Go ahead and make some circles with that wrist. Breathe fully. And then inhale, rise up, straighten the leg, and exhale, take your hands down to your waist. Go ahead and heel toe, your feet back together. You can bring your feet about hip distance apart. Maybe they go a little bit wider. I'm just going to take a very easy forward fold. As you inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees and slowly touch down toward the ground. So from here, you can just kind of wiggle around, find some intuitive movement as you bend one knee and then the other. Release your head, maybe turn the neck from side to side. And really notice what it is that you're releasing today, or what it is that you're still carrying, and can you just be okay with that for the moment? Can you still be compassionate toward yourself if you're carrying something that you don't want? And then slowly from there, go ahead and straighten the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Sweep the arms up toward the sky. And exhale, take your hands back down to your heart. All right, setting up for tree pose. Let it bring your weight into your right foot and turn your left knee out. So you can rest the ankle, or the heel on the ankle for a moment. And find your gazing point, your drishti. So this is our focal point for the eyes, not just to keep our concentration, but also to move our minds into more of a place of observation. So moving into more of that higher self. Once you feel balanced, you can bring the sole of the foot up to the low leg. And then as you press the sole of the foot into the leg, press the leg back so you're hugging in toward the center. So feel your right foot rooted, the right leg strong, and then as you inhale, take your arms up. And we'll float our branches today of our tree. So as you exhale, release them down. And as you inhale, float up. And just move fluidly here. So there's no right or wrong. Just let your branches kind of sway. And we'll do that 2 more times. Maybe the arms go back. Noticing what you feel through your limbs as you move your branches. And then as you exhale, take the hands back down to the heart and lower your foot. Moving softly to the other side, bring your concentration into your left foot, turn your right knee out. Find your drishti here. preferably not the screen. And then go ahead and take the foot up. If balance feels more tricky on one side, just be with that. You can always keep practicing, finding balance here, or if need be, you can always have a toe resting on the earth for more stability. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then again, play with the arms here. Just float your branches. Let them sway in the wind. So you're strong and stable here, even through the windy, challenging times, even through the storms. In this way, we're actually finding a gentle storm to work with here. It doesn't have to be so hard. And last time, inhale, rising up. And exhale, hands and foot coming down. Ground both of your feet. Feel your connection to the earth. And take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. All right, and then we'll go ahead and just lower right down onto the ground here. As you lower down onto the ground, we're going to set up for a supported back bend, called supported fish. So if you're not using blocks and you're using books, I encourage you to have kind of like softer books with not like pointy corners. We could stack two books on top of one another here, so they're on the lower edge, and this block is going to come right under your rib cage, so it's going to be horizontal. The lowest rib is going to be at the bottom of the block. And then this one is going to be on its second edge, just behind your head. So it's going to look something like this, and then you adjust when you go down. So as they come down, I'm going to make sure that this block is just at the lower part of the rib cage. And the other one, it's not under the neck, it's under the back of the head here. And then bring your feet as wide as the mat, rest your knees together, and take your hands to the low ribs. So just the very bottom of the ribs. Close your eyes for a moment. And breathe here. So your heart is open at this time, physically. As you breathe, notice if you can open your heart more to yourself. Just remembering that it's not selfish to be loving and compassionate toward yourself. That when you're able to be more loving and compassionate toward yourself, that means that you're able to actually show that to other human beings, because you're a human being. Slow your breath. And notice if those parts of you are still there. Notice if they've given you some space, if those anxious parts or those judging parts, whatever it might be, if they've offered a little bit of space for you to take care of yourself today. And if so, embrace that. Maybe thank those parts. Rest in loving awareness. So come out of your supported fish and bring your legs back toward one another. Gently roll to one side, off your blocks. And then we'll move the blocks or books. Maybe if you have books, they're falling everywhere. Move them off to the side and come onto your back. So as you come onto the back, We'll just take a moment here in a reclined pigeon pose to cross your right ankle over the left knee, flexing your right ankle. You can stay right here if your hips are feeling tight. If they feel okay, go ahead and draw your left thigh in toward your chest, grab hold of the left thigh, and then soften your belly as you pull the leg in toward your chest. So just notice right now how you're showing yourself some love and kindness by stretching the outer right hip. Be gentle and kind. And then bring the right arm out to the side here so the shoulder grounds. And slowly, using the left hand for some support, bring the lower body over to the left side into a little twist. The gaze can go over toward the right hand if that feels okay for the neck. And then on your inhale, return to center. And exhale, release your left foot down to the ground, uncross the ankle. And we'll go to the other side. So flex your left ankle, cross it over. Either stay here, just gradually moving the left knee away from the chest, or grab hold of the right thigh. Pull it in toward your chest. You can even use your left elbow a little bit here as sort of a support to guide the left knee open, the left hip open rather. And soften the chest, release the backs of the shoulders down to the ground. And feel the left thigh here. And take the left arm out to the side here, shoulder grounds. Using your right hand for support, go ahead and guide the legs over to the right side, gently letting the left hip reach up off the ground. And then inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, release your right foot down. Uncross the left. And hug both knees in toward your chest. Just moving from side to side in just the right amount that feels grounding, nourishing, and loving. And if you'd like to stretch the legs up straight one more time, flexing both ankles, pulling the toes back toward your head, squeezing the inner knee toward inner knee, inner ankle toward inner ankle, bending the knees. And then we'll set up for our final Shavasana, our conscious relaxation. So for Shavasana, if you have any low back issues, you can place that bolster back under your knees. Otherwise, lengthen the legs out so they're extended straight. Tuck your shoulder blades so the heart stays open. And bring the arms out to the sides here for your Shavasana. So palms face up. You're in a place of surrender. If you're still in need of more loving kindness and grounding, you can still keep hands on your chest or belly, whatever feels better for you. And here, just moving into a place of deep relaxation. Release any breath control. Let your limbs soften and release. Let the belly relax. The chest soften. Release your throat, your jaw, and the muscles of your face. Your job here is nothing else but just to be the observer, to practice being aware. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Connecting deeply to your inner vitality, your life force energy, your prana, and really noticing the breath. And start to move some fingers and toes. And gently circle your ankles and wrists. Drawing one knee at a time in toward your heart. And rock from side to side. And slowly roll over to one side. As you roll into the fetal position, go ahead and make a pillow with the arm for a moment. So really take some time here to connect with the earth beneath you. And feel into this posture that symbolizes rebirth and renewal. Just remembering how important your own self-care practice is to grow more love and kindness toward yourself so that you can share that more with your community, with your family, with the world. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly press your way up. Use your hand to guide your way up. Bring your head up last. And come into a seated posture. As you sit up, go ahead and bring your hands over the heart, one stacked over the other. Sitting up tall with awareness, send a final gesture of loving kindness and acceptance to yourself. So just honoring whatever sense of peace and love you have inside you right now, and remembering that it's always available. Bring your hands together to touch into Anjali Mudra or prayer position. So the thumbs press against your heart and your heart presses against the thumbs. May we continue going through the rest of our day, the rest of our lives, honoring the love that exists within ourselves and the love that exists within those around us. Can we be more kind to ourselves so that we can be more kind to one another? Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I love sharing this practice with people, and I'd love to hear from you just to know how this practice of yoga and this specific practice affects your own self-love levels and your sense of compassion that you have for yourself. Please feel free to share, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.